Good morning, Friday reflection. Okay, from building from scratch now is Interluda, these emotional intelligent kind of ecosystem that I'm planning to build for people reinventing themselves. So what happened? Landing page is getting a little bit of traffic. I'm not pushing hard on that yet, but it's good to see that there's kind of some small activation outside of this small room. Keep running more events through Meetup, which was interesting. Got to learn a lot of different types of situations in which people get stuck in the middle. Some of them which I hadn't been exposed before, so that was really cool. And started to do kind of a first workshop around building a clunky companion on AI, nothing fancy, which is interesting to see how people start to use AI even for their personal things, which is something that maybe we could try to support with, which all great things. But what really, what I keep realizing, and it's just more a personal reflection on these, is it doesn't matter how much research you do, it doesn't matter how much conversations you have, it really doesn't matter if you're not 10,000 committed to the fact that you're going to do that idea. And to be honest, I think I haven't been able to be at 10,000% convinced, and there's something I need to work on that part. Because if you're not convinced, and you are kind of going through self-doubt and kind of that moment of, but this is not my industry, what am I going to do, how am I going to do it? That's why probably I've done all that research, and you get into the strategy for too long, and that's just something that keeps coming back. Now, I don't know how you get unstuck, to be honest, like to just switch the gear. It may be one of those seasons where it's maybe do less or don't do anything, like those winter sessions, recharge and then try to reflect on 1,000% committed. So that was kind of an interesting realization. I love the idea, but there's something there about the commitment, the belief, the gung-ho, which I used to have for all the businesses I had. And something interesting that it came from our last meetup session that I ran, which is designing your next chapter. Some of the things that kept coming from the participants, which was kind of interesting, is for some reason, somehow we're stuck in this trap that when we're stuck in the middle, we think it's about making a big decision. We think about it's like if you're going to change jobs, if you're going to move cities, if you want to try entrepreneurship, if you want to start all over completely. So we think it's a big thing. And the thing is, what we're kind of going through some of the things was like, what if instead of thinking that it's going to be something really big, because that freezes us, that scares the mind. Obviously, nobody wants your brain's designed to just, turn on all the fire alarms every time there's a big change. So what if you run things like mini experiments, mini tests on the thing you want to try, on the, so define an experiment that you could do for 4 weeks and then test it, see how it does make you feel. Because the reality is, people would say, what we're saying is, I know that I don't want to be doing that thing, that's why I'm in the middle, but I'm not too sure what I want to do next, which is exactly what happened to me. And so in order to find what to do next, you need to figure out a way of finding things that energize you or make you feel that make you feel like you want to do them. And you may have an idea of, I think I would like to do that thing, but you're not going to know if it's the thing until you go and try it. So by doing little experiments, 4-week experiments, like typical, 4-week sprints, if you're doing kind of some of the, software development stuff, a bit of an agile kind of little sprints, you test, you learn, you iterate and do it again for your life. Then what came out of that session, people started to think, and I saw it sounds very simple, but it started to sound more like, if it's an experiment, it doesn't feel so big. And all of a sudden I can allow myself to try to do that, and it doesn't require me making a huge change. So that was pretty cool about this week. And I also thought you could have a digital version of something that can help you build those little tests if you need a hand. Anyway, too long of a reflection. Interluda going. One is to believe, and that's it. I hope you're having an amazing end of week and have a good weekend. Thanks for listening. Ciao.